¿Qué pasa, gente Zora? ¿Cómo estamos? Vamos a seguir con el pacto de Future, maldita sea. Vamos allá. Venga, sin más dilación. Sin más ceremonia. La vida es corta. La vida es corta y luego nos morimos dejando una carcasa vacía. Que empezando de con buen humor, ¿eh? Así con ánimos fuertes. A ver. Me ocurre hablar con Doc. ¿Qué es eso? A ver. Nada. Vale.
I'm not sure if I've learned everything I can from Edna.
No, aún no, pero a ver si hablando con Doc.
Well,
I talked to her.
and?
She says she knows what she's looking for, and it's you.
But it can't be me. Wasn't me. Marty, we don't belong together.
Ah,
You
ya
don't
lo
have
sé.
to tell me that.
Find out exactly what her requirements are. I can almost guarantee you that I don't fit them.
En serio. Ok. Qué pena no tener un panfleto, no habernos traído algo del futuro distópico este.
Hopefully, once I finish breaking up Emmett and Edna, this paper will return to normal. Ahem. You said that Emmett fits your bill of requirements for a man.
Yes?
What would that list be exactly?
You'd make a good reporter, Mr. Callahan. You know that? Well, his physical appearance, for one thing. Emmett may not be Clark Gable, but he cleans up surprisingly well. I gave him my grandfather's white suit to wear at the expo. Oh, you should see him in it. He looks positively radiant.
Looks good in a suit. Got it.
And he's completely devoted to me. That's important. I've got no time or tolerance for playboys.
Faithful as a Labrador. Check.
Thirdly, and most important,
Yes?
well, his mind, of course. It's brilliant, and it's virtuous through and through. His own mind map shows him to be a model citizen.
Good brain. I see. And if it turned out that you were mistaken about any of these qualities,
Say, what's your game?
just curious, just trying to understand the female mind.
Well, understand this. I'm not some faint-hearted girl who'd run away at the first hint of trouble. I've made a big investment in Emmett. Not money, but I've sunk all my ambitions into him. I'd have to be thoroughly disillusioned before I'd call it quits with Emmett. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Now, Mr. Cub Reporter, is there anything else?
¿Emmett es un imán de chicas?
Rather hard for me to picture Emmett as a chick magnet.
Chick magnet?
A guy who gets the girls, motors running.
Motors?
Who makes them, you know.
You mean a chic?
Yeah.
Well, it's a matter of taste, I suppose, but when he's properly pomaded and decked out in my grandfather's white suit, Emmett just glows. Makes my heart flutter a bit just to picture him.
Vamos a tener que ensuciar ese traje, ¿no? Un poco. A ver.
You say you know Emmett is a model citizen, but you don't know him as well as I do. Did you know he once cheated some Libyans out of plutonium?
Plutonium? What would Libyans want with plutonium? I'm sure he had a very good reason. Emmett's mind map demonstrates conclusively his brain is oriented toward virtue.
This one time, to power one of his science experiments, Emmett hijacked a train.
Please, there hasn't been a train hijacking in Hill Valley since the days of Mad Dog Tannen.
Exactamente.
Emmett's done a lot of shady things in his time. My vice principal warned me to stay away from him.
Your vice principal sounds like a dolt.
Ah, es tu nieto, ¿sabes? O tu hijo, no sé, una de dos.
So you say Emmett only has eyes for you?
Absolutely. It's almost embarrassing how devoted he is to me.
Well, it's good to hear he's finally settling down.
Yes. Settling down?
Ready to stop playing the field, as it were.
Playing the... Oh, you're joking.
But I can't help feeling sorry for him.
Who?
All of Emmett's other girls, now that he's with you.
Please, I think I know Emmett by now. There are no other girls.
Ah, ¿no? Tiene una pequeña libreta negra.
I wonder what's gonna happen to Emmett's little black book.
Little black book?
Oh, it's legendary. That's what enabled Emmett to become the, Valentino of Hill Valley High. Gee, I wonder if he'd let me have it.
You must think I'm pretty gullible, Mr. Callahan.
A ver.
What the heck is this mental alignment meter of Emmett's?
Oh, it's an absolutely revolutionary invention. Measures a person's affinities, what he's attracted to, what he's repulsed by, that sort of thing.
Interesting. And it really works?
Well, of course. What's the point of inventing something that doesn't work? Or anyway, it works well enough for my purposes.
Ah, ¿y cuáles son tus propósitos? Bueno.
That's all the questions I got.
Very well, then.
Oh, mira, Silvia.
Hey, Audie. You seen my Orioli?
You mean this?
Yeah, thanks.
Qué bueno. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué has hecho?
She gets to come and go freely, and I'm forced to wait. I love it.
A ver, convence a Edna de que Emmett la engaña. A ver.
To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all who... Oh, hiya, kid. Say, aren't you the fellow who...
Got you to turn on Kid Tannen? You bet.
You look younger without your mustache. That was a dirty trick, you know, making me think Kid had gone and iced Audie.
I'm sorry, but it was the only way I could...
Forget about it. I'm trying to. Yesterday's in the past. That's my motto. You gotta live for today.
Right.
So what are you doing down here anyway? Do you wish to pull the levers that control the future? At the expo, silly. Technology for a better tomorrow, and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's actually why I'm here.
Ayúdame a ponérselos a Edna, por favor. Vamos a ponernos en situación primero.
So, who are you supposed to be?
Don't you know your Homer? I am Techni Muse of Progress. You can tell by the lightning bolts.
Must have slept through that class.
I'm supposed to be a goddess-like. I'm the one who inspires all the great men who make the discoveries. And women, too. Leave us not forget Madame Curie.
I never would. So, you work for the expo?
Yeah, ain't it a kick? I greet all the important guests, and on the final day, I get to bestow the golden sundial on the winning contestant.
Muy bien.
Techni, Muse of Progress. Not a bad gig.
Audie got it for me. It's my entree into respectability.
Bueno. Ok. Ok. ¿Por qué no?
Artie's working for the expo too, huh?
Oh, Audie's doing swell. The papers made a big deal of him testifying against Kid. People have been beating down his door ever since the trial. The expo's darn lucky they could get him.
What's Artie's job?
Oh, he's a real high muckety-muck at the expo. He's in charge of all the money, and the hiring and firing.
Hey, not bad.
You're telling me, and super respectable, too. It's a real relief for him to have a job where the boss never pulls a gun on him.
No, hombre, eso está bastante... Eso es una mejora, ¿eh?
It's good to see that you and Artie are both doing okay.
We're more than okay. And if things keep going the way they're going, we may be more than just friends before you know it.
Well, don't get too serious too fast.
Nah, we're keeping things casual, for now.
Good. I'm sure Grandma will appreciate that.
Que es ella, date cuenta, amigo. A ver...
How's Kid's trial going?
Slowly. You know what they say. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but infinitely fine.
Except in Hill Valley, where they don't move at all.
What?
Nothing. It's just, you know, something I heard once. So no regrets about turning him in?
None at all. I should have known better than to take up with him in the first place. But what can I say? I was dumb. I let myself get taken in by his charm.
Charm?
A ver...
Whose idea was it to put a science and technology expo in Hill Valley?
Beats me. Audie says it's all bred in circuses. But I ain't seen a single clown yet today.
Whose idea was it to...
Pete's
Vale. Venga, va, vamos allá.
Good
Esto.
to see that you and Artie...
know it.
Well, don't...
Nah.
Good.
Vale, vamos a por el turrón.
Listen, I've got a proposal for you. I have this friend, right?
No dice. I'm only seeing Audie now.
It's not like that. See, my friend's in a relationship with Edna Strickland.
Oh, poor schmuck. I wouldn't wish her on anyone.
Then you see where I'm coming from. He won't listen to reason, but I thought she might call it off if she thought he and you were, you know.
Ah, you are an evil imp, ain't ya?
Sometimes a guy's got to resort to underhanded tricks. What do you say?
Sorry.
Ah,
Edna might be a pill, but if I play dirty tricks on every dame who disapproves of me, well, I'd play a lot of dirty tricks. Besides, such stunts are beneath the dignity of Techne, Muse of Progress.
La verdad es que no es... Es un poco inmoral, Marty. Esa es la verdad. Pero bueno, vamos a intentarlo.
look, my friend Emmett really needs help.
The one who's going out with Edna Strickland? You're darn right he needs help.
I'm not asking you to actually seduce him. Just make her think that you two have a thing going. It'll drive her crazy.
I guess it would.
So...
I wouldn't do that to another girl unless I was good and mad at her. And besides, it might tarnish my image as a muse.
See you, Trixie.
From this chamber of wonders, we bid you a fond adieu.
A ver qué podemos hacer con esto.
Hey, Artie.
Can't talk right now.
Ahem.
Back again, Mr. Callahan? What can I help you with?
I was thinking.
Hablé con Trixie, a ver.
I found out about Trixie Trotter.
Yes?
Apparently they made her some sort of queen of the festival. Techne, the muse of progress.
They didn't. Well, they said this expo would give Hill Valley a reputation. I didn't realize this is what they meant.
What have you got against Trixie?
It's the idea of it. Allowing our city to be represented by a woman like that. I won't stand for it. As a socially conscious citizen, I demand you discharge that muse.
Trixie? What's wrong with her?
Oh, she's hardly qualified for an honorific post at a public event.
¿Por?
Lady, she fits the costume. She's an American citizen, and she managed to memorize all her lines. What more qualifications do you want?
Oh, these people are impossible.
De verdad que asco que asco da ella, ¿eh?
Why do you want to get Trixie fired?
One simply can't allow women like that to attain positions of respect in society. It creates a very bad precedent for the future.
Does it?
But try telling it to this poor sap. She's got him completely steamrolled. That's how they operate.
Is it?
Still, I could get her discharged if I had the goods on her. No doubt a woman like that has left a trail of scandal, and I'd find it if I were still a reporter. But I haven't got time to do the legwork now. I'm too busy with Emmett and his invention.
A ver.
So you wouldn't hesitate to get Trixie fired from her job?
If I had the goods on her. She's obviously got her employer completely bamboozled. The only way to snap him out of his spell would be to show him something really shocking.
That's all the questions I got.
Very well, then. How about you? Have you got any questions for me?
No.
Then kindly let me pass.
I am afraid I can't until I've located your registration form.
Oh, this is absurd!
A ver, tenemos aquí al tipo este, al mafiosete. ¿Lo ha liberado?
It's not as nice as my truck back in '86.
¿Lo han liberado? ¿Hugo?
Hey, pal.
Oh, geez, this guy again.
Funny, I was gonna say the same thing. Shouldn't you be in jail with the rest of Kid's gang?
I was, but then an opportunity availed itself and I...
Sang like a canary.
I prefer to think of it as exhibiting an admirable sense of self-preservation.
Ya, por eso delatas a un mafioso. Por instinto de supervivencia. Claro.
Have you heard from Kid lately?
We're not exactly on speaking terms these days, on account of our varying degrees of incarceration.
What kind of stuff have they got you hauling here?
How the heck would I know? Electro this, robo that, dynamo the other. It's all Greek to me.
¿Tiene los dientes verdes o es mi imaginación?
Will you be playing piano for Trixie later?
Nah,
Why not?
'cause little Miss Goody Two-Shoes thinks she's too respectable for cue ball these days.
You seem kind of angry about Trixie.
Angry. Listen, kid, me and Trixie go way back. I know stuff about her that even Kid doesn't know. Stuff that'd curl your socks.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And now to see her flouncing around the place, making like her stink don't smell, it just cheeses me off, you know?
Ok, cuéntame.
So what's so, toe curling about Trixie's past?
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, come on.
No.
Tell you what, I'll tell you something embarrassing about me first.
Like what?
Secuestró un tren.
Last year, I drove a train off a cliff.
Why'd you do that?
You know, now that I think about it, I'm not really sure. It's a long story.
All right, Junior, you win. That was pretty embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as this.
¿Oh?
Is that Trixie?
Yep.
She's not wearing much.
No kidding. She did a lot of these artistic postcards a few years ago. I got a whole set of them.
Can I, have one?
I don't know. You ain't gonna do nothing bad with it, are you?
Hey, I promise. I'll only use it for the greater good.
Wow. Okay.
¿En serio? ¿En serio vamos a hacer algo tan sucio? ¿Qué pasa con tus dientes?
Hey, what's with your teeth?
My teeth?
Yeah, they're green.
I don't know what you're talking about.
¿De verdad que tus dientes son verdes?
Seriously, man, what's going on with your teeth?
It's nothing. Nothing. Oh, crap.
What's wrong?
It's these.
Dr. Frinkle's algae cakes?
A crate of them fell off the truck while I was unloading it, and I just can't stop eating them. How was I to know they'd turn my teeth green?
Well, the algae part might have been a clue.
Please don't rat me out to Artie, okay? I really need this job.
No problem, but you better let me keep the cakes.
Sure thing, pal.
Vale.
Hang loose, pal.
You talk funny, mister.
A lo mejor el cake se lo podemos dar a Doc luego.
That's a good thing these things never caught on. Trixie sure got some nice, antlers. This is definitely something Edna wouldn't approve of.
Pero ¿en serio vamos a hacer esto, tío? ¿En serio esto es lo que hay que hacer? Pobre Trixie, no le ha hecho daño a nadie, tío.
Yeah?
When does the expo
Not till
open?
tonight. Anybody without official business here, please get off the grounds!
Vamos a hablar con Doc primero. A ver si hay otra solución, hay otra vía o algo.
Ah, good. You're back. Give me the full report.
She says she likes you because you've got a virtuous mind, you look good in a suit, and you're completely faithful to her.
Damn, she's got me dead to rights. Well, you'll just have to find a way to change her mind. I'll be here if you need any help. Do you need any help?
¿Cómo nos deshacemos de Edna? ¿Dónde está tu joven yo?
Any idea what your teenage self is doing right now?
Unless I miss my guess, he's in the garage frantically working on his latest invention and cursing because he can't quite get it to work. Damn!
Más o menos como tú, ¿no? A ver.
I suggested a little scheme to Trixie, but I don't know if she's gonna go along with it.
Pursue whatever strategies you like, but please don't tell me the details.
Ok.
Dad never told me about a Hill Valley Expo.
It was Mayor Thomas's idea. He had visions of Hill Valley becoming a magnet for big investors in the technology sector. But the venture folded after the 3rd year when the influenza exhibit leaked into the concession stand.
Oh,
Hmm.
I think I'm starting to get a plan.
Good. Tell me. No, don't. After all, it's my history we're talking about. If I learn how you're planning on altering it, my resolve may weaken.
Ok. Vale, pues... Pues nada, vámonos. Parece que no hay alternativa. A ver si podemos hablar con Trixie primero. Vamos a intentar hablar con Trixie primero.
To all who approach these hallowed halls. What's cooking?
Ideas. Up here.
De verdad es que no quiero
See you,
putearla.
Trixie.
Don't be a stranger.
No le ha hecho daño a nadie. No le ha hecho daño a nadie, tío.
You might want to take a look at this.
Why in the world would I be interested in... Oh, what have we here? Oh, sir! Mr. McFly! It appears your muse has been inspiring more than progress.
Trixie? Oh, no, no, no. What are you doing with a dirty postcard?
What is she doing in a dirty postcard? I swear, Mr. McFly, if that doesn't convince you that Trixie Trotter is unfit to represent Hill
I
Valley...
don't need you to lecture me about who I can or can't hire, Miss Strickland. Trixie's darn good at what she does. I don't care if she was once the winsome wench of Winnipeg. Her past doesn't matter to... Trixie?
What is it, Audie?
You know I don't like to pry, but what state did you grow up in?
Province, Manitoba. Why?
Not even an American.
See, darling, the charter specifically states that the Expo's hostess must
Ah.
be a U.S. citizen, so if you're really a Canadian...
I'm being fired? You're firing me?
I don't want to.
Here, take it back.
Well, I'm glad somebody's listening to reason.
Hija de Satanás.
Let's talk.
Vale. This is war. Ya está enfadada, ¿eh? Normal.
Trixie?
I'll do it. I'll make that blue-nosed Betty eat her heart out.
That's great. I got it all planned out. When Emmett shows
But we
up...
gotta do it my way.
Huh?
I'm no good with improvising, and I ain't gonna memorize no lines. But I was in this play once. The Parlourmaid's Predicament. I figure I could lift a scene from that.
Okay.
Only, I need a few props.
Why am I not surprised?
Some furs, a big diamond. It doesn't have to be real, understand?
That makes it easier.
And something from this friend of yours, Emmett. Has he got a photo album?
I don't know. Probably.
Better bring it to me.
Furs, a diamond, and Emmett's photo album. And then?
Sit back and watch the fur fly.
Ok. Ve al laboratorio de Emmett. Bueno, a ver si podemos ir. De aquí no hay nada que podamos conseguir. ¿De las cajas? Vale. A ver si podemos ir con el DeLorean. Vamos allá. Bastante guay todo, ¿eh? A ver.
Good news. I think Trixie's gonna go along with my scheme.
Pursue whatever strategies you like, but please don't tell me the details.
Vale, habrá que hitear al DeLorean, supongo.
Have you figured out what's wrong with the time circuits?
Not sure. Possibly. It seems to me to be a simple wiring issue, but I'm double-checking to make sure. All the basic equipment appears to be functional.
Any chance I could borrow the DeLorean? I want to drop in on young you at the lab.
Well, I don't know. The time circuits...
Listen, I promise I won't take it to 88.
Even so, I'm worried about letting it out of my sight while it's still behaving unpredictably. Tell you what, I'll take it on a test drive 1 minute into the past. If it passes the test, I'll let you borrow it.
It worked! Didn't it?
I'm afraid not. In fact, the discrepancy appears to be getting worse. I arrived 6 hours ago.
Huh.
¿Serio?
Too bad.
I didn't want to risk undoing any of the work you've done thus far, so I kept out of sight. But the time lag wasn't entirely a waste. I stopped by the hardware store and bought the parts for a chronometric analyzer.
Ah, muy bien.
A what?
A diagnostic device. See, I plug it into the time circuits and set them to cycle. When the green light goes off, I should have the data I'll need to understand the scope of the problem.
Ah, muy bien.
Hey, no driving the exhibits off the lot!
Looks like you'll have to find another set of wheels if you want to get to the lab.
Ok. Vale. Esto... ¿Esto qué es?
Press button to experience future Hill Valley, circa 1981.
Sí, hostia. Habría estado bien si el futuro hubiese funcionado como
I
la
don't
gente
think
pensaba.
I've visited that timeline yet.
Si el futuro hubiera funcionado como la gente pensaba que iba a funcionar.
Nice rock. But I can't reach it.
Vale.
The century looks bright for our fair metropolis. Jump with us 50 years into the future for a peek at Hill Valley circa 1981. Our residents will want adult hardware and the collective imagination of mankind. And what better excursion than a pleasure ride in this town
Press
square
button to
train
experience
of
future Hill
yesterday.
Valley, circa
Socorro.
1981.
Strange and new, the function remains the same as ever. But where are all the people? Why, they're underground. A network of burrows extends a mile into the earth, giving future Hill Valley's 10 million citizens plenty of space to work, play, and raise their families.
¿En serio? Hombre, como idea no está mal, ¿eh? También te digo.
Press button to experience future Hill Valley, circa 1981.
Espacios subterráneos pueden ser un poco horrible, si es cierto, pero solucionaría muchos problemas.
I wish the courthouse did look like that in 1981. Press button to experience future Hill Valley, circa 1981.
No sé si, pero quiero verlo todo primero. Ah,
My future wouldn't be built so shoddily.
Hi, Miss Strickland. I was just...
Break what you like, Mr. Callahan. It's no skin off my nose. Just keep away from Emmett's booth. Speaking of whom, I better go see what's keeping him.
lo revisaré por ti.
I'll go check on him for you. I was just heading there anyway.
No, you weren't. The last thing he needs is another distraction at the 11th hour.
But...
Tut tut. Not another word. I've got the rest of the day all mapped out.
Miss Strickland!
I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. Heavens, you shaved off your hair, but... Carl Sagan?
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
I'm not sure it would be seemly for me to be seen in the company of an alleged arsonist.
I think it may be in your best interest. You see, I know what you're up to.
Let's go
Oh my God.
somewhere where we can talk privately.
Go. I'll keep her occupied till you get back.
Ha dicho, I know what are you up to. ¿Qué podríamos hacer? Examinar.
The underside of this future train model looks familiar. I wonder if it can ollie.
Hombre, es un monopatín, pero...
Press button to experience future Hill Valley, circa 1981.
Pero, ¿qué podemos hacer? Ducha.
I wonder if that has a massage setting.
A ver.
Pleasant dreams, Hill Valley, And the Expo would like to remind you that you can find everything you need to transform your dreams into reality at Hal's Hardware. Hal's Hardware, serving our fair city since 1895.
De hecho, esta percha parece lo que le ponen al DeLorean en la 1. Qué bueno.
And after the rain, what else? An artificial rainbow, reassuring all the good people of Hill Valley that their needs are taken care of, and life is sweet. And after the rain, what else? An artificial rainbow, reassuring all the good
Nice
people
rock.
of Hill Valley that their
I
needs
can't
are
reach
taken
it.
care of, and life is sweet.
Nice rock. But I can't reach it.
Verdad, no tengo nada para...
Agricultural advances will make it a breeze to feed our burgeoning population. Tired of waiting for Mother Nature to do her job? Just press a button. Presto! An artificial rainstorm drenches the valley's thirsty crops.
I wonder if that has a massage setting. Back in 86, I could just skateboard from Doc's lab to the high school.
Sí. Vale, calle. Vale, pues vamos allá. A ver si nos deja.
Hang on, Emmett. Hope you're ready for a big breakup.
Ah, mira, perfecto. Achtung. Ya
Emmett?
llegó. ¿Cómo? ¿Qué hacía está aquí?
Thanks again for your assistance, Detective Parker.
Detective? What the hell is Kid doing here?
Nothing criminal, I assure you. I was just getting a mind map of Mr. Tannen for our exhibition at the Expo. The authorities wouldn't allow Edna and I to stage a demonstration of the mental alignment meter with a violent felon, but this little baby is just as good. Okay, let's see now, what's next? Check the stew, sort the maps. Ooh, I almost forgot that.
Edna really is cracking the whip, isn't she?
Well, yes, but she's got my best interests at heart. Without her, I can get so distracted. Did she send you down here to check up on me?
Yeah, she wanted to come herself, but...
She's busy too, I know. Well, you're a poor substitute for Edna's lovely features, but make yourself at home.
Thanks.
Muy bien, muchas
No
gracias.
thanks are necessary. Without you, I'd never be where I am now. In love with the woman of my dreams. And a mere 6 hours from my first public triumph as a scientist. Wait a minute. 6 hours? Jumping Jehoshaphat, I'm running out of time!
Hey, Emmett, need a snack?
Desperately. What is it?
Some sort of algae cake. It's supposed to be nutritious.
Oh, I've heard of these.
Fantástico.
Oh, ugh. They better be really nutritious.
Vale, ¿hay algo que podamos hacer con... ¿Qué es esto? Lista de virtudes de Emmet.
I still got some work to do.
Vale. Traje, faithfulness y ciudadano modelo. O sea, leal, ciudadano modelo y traje. A ver qué podemos encontrar por aquí.
I Don't Care by Trixie Trotter?
Edna doesn't approve of that sort of music, but I find it very soothing. Oh.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care. They may or may not mean a
Vale.
I don't care. You see, I'm so
Mapa mental de Emmet.
I am my own
Ah.
superintendent. My star is on the ascendant.
I'd be careful of that if I were you.
Why?
The rocket fuel experiment must have stripped one of the teeth in the hand crank. As a consequence, if you turn it for more than 10 seconds, it sends out an electric shock.
Ok.
Hey, Emmett, what's cooking?
That's an old Brown family recipe for Hassenpfeffer.
Hassenpfeffer?
Rabbit stew. The trick is to add the cumin an hour after the carrots. Take a whiff. Isn't that just
traje.
about the best thing you've ever smelled in your life?
It's, powerful, yeah.
I've got it on a slow boil for later.
A lo mejor podemos poner algo aquí para que...
Nah.
A lo mejor podemos poner algo aquí para que... ¡Oh,
What's
sí!
That's a can of used motor oil, rocket fuel waste, and assorted chemical sludge left over from my abandoned rocket car.
Gross.
Accounting doesn't enter into it, but it is disgusting. Would you mind disposing of it on your way out?
Sure.
Claro, claro. Y incluso lo podemos poner aquí. Y esto va a ser una... Con el vaho esto va a ser una forma muy tocha.
I don't want to get that covered in any messy oil.
Ah, qué pena.
What's this?
It's the placard we'll be putting in front of our booth at the expo.
The scientist that caught Kid Tannen?
A small exaggeration, but Edna says it'll attract investors. What do you think of the picture?
No está bien. Se te ve bastante mal.
You look a little... constipated.
What? Edna said I looked intense.
Yeah, intensely focused on taking it.
I get the picture. I'll have to find a better one. Unfortunately, there's a lot to choose from.
Perfecto.
Eddie.
Extremely. Mother has been rather obsessive about photographically cataloging my life.
Ok.
Hey, Emmett, I've got an idea.
What?
Why don't I take your photo album over to Edna so she can pick out your new picture?
That's a great idea. She's got a better eye for these things than I do anyway. Thanks, pal.
Don't mention it.
Vale. Podríamos manchar el traje de alguna forma.
I don't want to get that covered in any messy oil.
No, no es para él. Máquina
How
curiosa,
does
¿qué
the
hace?
mental alignment thing work?
Here, I'll show you.
Hey,
The test subject wears this mind mapping helmet, which probes the brain by measuring fluctuations in skin conductance and electrical resistance on the surface of the parietal lobe.
uh-huh.
When I turn on the mind mapping helmet with this radio switch, the subject is exposed to a series of visual stimuli intended to provoke a series of positive or negative responses, as indicated by these lights on the helmet.
Hey, is that?
As the responses are recorded, they're relayed to the spectral typewriter, which prints out a punch card that represents the subject's mind map.
Perfecto.
All I
Perfecto.
see is a bunch of holes.
Well, to you, maybe. But to our mental alignment meter, this mind map is nothing less than a peek into your subconscious. Observe as I place your mind map into the MAM.
Layabout. Is that machine calling me a slacker?
No, your own physiological responses did.
Ok. ¿Y dónde está mi tarjeta?
So this machine takes those little cards and tells you whether or not someone's a good guy or bad guy?
Kind of. Actually, the helmet does all the work. The mental alignment meter is just a glorified arcade machine.
So why not just go with the cards?
Edna says that people respond well to flashing lights and snap judgments. I can't argue with that. Every time I kiss her, I see flashing lights and lose all sense of judgment.
No kidding. What's this?
The mind map cards from the dozens of subjects I've tested during the last few weeks. I've got to get them sorted before the expo begins.
Why?
Edna's got this grand scheme to catalog all of Hill Valley citizens by their mental alignment. Isn't that cute?
Not really.
No, la verdad es que no. Vale. ¿Dónde ha dejado la tarjeta?
How goes the bacteria farm?
Not so hot. The bacteria have kind of gotten out of control. Had to put a clamp on the nitrogen tube to keep the stench from flooding the lab.
Phew.
Ugh, did the clamp fall off again?
Yeah.
Put it back on. Oh, I don't even know why I keep that bacteria tank around. Every time the clamp falls off the nitrogen tube, it takes a couple of minutes before I can get the stench out of the air. Whew.
Vale. Pero entonces...
I don't think Emmett would appreciate using his childhood photos like that.
Entonces... A ver.
If I'm gonna take Emmett's mind map, I better replace it with another one.
Claro, el tuyo. ¿Dónde está el tuyo? Vale, hemos... Vale, hemos... Esto, lo del... Vale, entiendo. El interruptor, ¿qué? Vale. Tengo que sacar todas estas...
This thing reads Emmett's mind maps. Edna likes Emmett when he's cleaned up. I wonder if she'll like him in his usual, sloppy state. Mind if I...
Go ahead. Ah, that'd be Mr. Needleman's card. I'll just put this in the stack with the other hooligans.
What's this typewriter do again?
During a mental alignment test, it takes messages from the mind map helmet and turns them into punch cards. Like the one for Mr. Tannen over there.
Seems complicated.
Actually, it was all rather easy to put together. Once Edna gave me the idea.
Sounds to me like you should be working on harder problems then.
What? Sorry, I've got to get back to work.
Vale, entonces entiendo que debo de... ¿Qué debo hacer? Debo de... Debo de activar esto. Y ponerle la música, por ejemplo.
It's a picture of Edna. Since Emmett's got the hots for her, I guess she's supposed to provoke a positive response.
Pero no ha sido tan positiva, la verdad.
Oh, that's the stuff.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care. They may or may not mean offense,
Vale.
but I don't care.
¿Ya estaría?
Sort of independent.
No sé, ¿eh?
I'm my own superintendent. My star is on the ascendant. That's why I don't care. I don't care.
According to Emmett, this thing prints out mind maps.
What people think
Pues venga.
of me.
According to Emmett, this thing prints out mind maps.
And say I am plucky, so jolly and carefree. I don't care.
No tengo otra foto, ¿no? Vale, ha reaccionado de forma neutra. Vale.
Careful. Don't let all the flavor escape.
No sé yo si... cambiar de fotos.
Emmett's invention makes him out to be a model citizen, huh? Well, we'll just see about that.
Vale. Como que no le acaba de molar. A ver si hay alguna foto de Trixie por ahí. LOL, pero esta foto no debería de existir en esta línea temporal, ¿eh? Aquí le han cagado un poco, la verdad. Aquí estamos.
Trixie. I don't think Edna approves of her, so I guess she's a negative figure.
Oh.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care.
Vale.
May or may not mean offense, but I don't care. You see, I'm sort of independent.
I guess it needs time to get boiling again.
Superintendent, my star is on the ascendant. That's why I don't
Hey
care.
there, you stinky little bacteria.
I don't care.
According to Emmett, this thing prints out mind maps.
Vale.
Go lucky, and say I am plucky.
Ew.
And carefree. I don't care if I do get the meat and stone.
No entiendo muy bien qué hay que hacer.
Successful, it won't be too stressful, 'cause I
That smells good.
No entiendo muy bien qué es lo que hay que hacer.
They may or may not mean offense, but I don't care. You see, I'm sort of independent. I am my own superintendent.
According to Emmett, this thing prints out mind maps.
That's why I don't care.
Hmm.
I don't care. I don't
Bueno,
care what people think.
lo vamos a... No. A ver.
I'm happy.
Once the expo's over, I'll need to upgrade the mental alignment test to account for stray sensory stimuli.
I don't care if I do get the meat
This
and
thing reads
stone
Emmett's
fair.
mind maps.
If I'm never successful, it won't be too stressful, 'cause I
Vale.
don't care. They say I'm crazy, got no sense.
¿Y ya no, y no imprime?
According to Emmett, this thing prints out mind maps.
But I don't care.
Bueno, como nos hemos quedado un poco bloqueados, lo vamos a dejar por aquí.
My star is on
Y seguiremos en otro momento. ¡Hala! Soy buenas personas, maldita sea. Portaos bien.